Hi, this is Liz with Liz's Music and Things coming at you with another video. Now, tonight, I just wanted to show you a couple of new-ish books that I've gotten. And now, so I'm not sure how many of you out there have seen the new trend with, when it comes to authors and their books, of sprayed edges. But, one of the books with the sprayed edges that I recently got is Helena Hunting's book Pucked, and that is the first book in the Pucked series. And I had previously read Pucked, but it was an ebook, and then at the time I hadn't actually gotten the hard copy book, and then now I've gotten the first book of the Pucked series in the re-release with the sprayed edges. And now the other book is called Keep Me in Your Heart, and it's by Monica Murphy. Now that author's I've never read yet, but I've heard a lot of buzz about her, and I've heard that she might be a good author, and it might be a good read. So now, without further ado, here we go, and I will show you the books. All right, so here is Pucked. It says here in the byline, one night with hockey's most infamous playboy. And then on the front it says, it says here New York Times bestselling author Helena Hunting. And, of course, it is signed by the author. So now here you go. If I open it up, you can see it is signed by Helena. And so on the side, you will see Violet and Alex. And then at the top, you'll see hockey sticks with a book. And the bottom also has the hockey sticks in the book. So now one kind of cool thing about this book is, for those of you that are that don't know, Helena Hunting is Canadian. And so in this book here at the end, it has here fun facts about Pucked. So one thing is too, in these books, so the Pucked series, it takes place between Chicago and Guelph. So Guelph, Ontario and Chicago, Illinois. And of course, the reason why part of it is in Chicago is because that is where Alex plays hockey. And so inside the book here, it says the city of Guelph. It's a real place, and it is pronounced Guelph. I attended the University of Guelph back in the late 90s, and I started in applied human nutrition. I wanted to be a dietitian. Clearly, this dream of mine did not happen, except I suck at chemistry. After barely passing Chem 101 and struggling through Chem 102, despite having reasonably solid marks in high school, I decided a change was needed. So I switched to English. My parents wanted to know what I planned to do with a degree in English, which was fair. I said I wasn't sure, but being miserable for 4 years and sucking in school wasn't my jam. I never took the creative writing classes, even though I wanted to, but the love of books and writing carried me through. And I made it out on the other side with a degree and my love of books intact. I never in a million years thought I'd get to spend my days creating worlds and characters as my actual job, or that those worlds would end up in books that sit on bookshelves in libraries and people's homes. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. Now, the other thing that it talks about here is the Tragically Hip. And now, for those of you that know, the Tragically Hip is a Canadian band. And, of course, their lead singer, he died of cancer a few years back. But a lot of people, especially Canadians, love the Hip. So, if you know the band, or if you like them a lot, you might just know them as only the Hip instead of the Tragic Hip. Now, what it says here in the book about the Tragically Hip, it says, in this instance, I'm Alex. I don't know if I've actually attended more or less than 37 of their concerts, but I can tell you that I've seen the Hip in concert more than any other band. Rest in peace, Gord Downey. But I miss seeing you live. Gord passed away in 2017 from cancer, but his career in music spanned decades, and he is an Ontario-born, beloved Canadian music artist. I'm not a huge fan of crowds, but Hip fans are a special breed of people, and their concerts were an experience that is unmatched. It felt like being part of this huge family. Hip fans were and continue to be some of the coolest people. They often played outdoor venues for at least a decade, and I attended 2 summer concerts every year to see them live. On July 1st, Canada Day, they would play locally, usually in Toronto or the surrounding area. And then they would play again a couple days later, where within driving distance. They were magical to watch, and they will forever remind me of summer nights spent around the campfire at the cottage. Now, speaking of summer nights, that is actually a really great song by country band. Don't know if you guys might know them, but of course it goes, summer nights, everybody's feeling sexy. So tell me if you're ready for some summer nights. And then the next thing that it talks about here in the fun facts is Tim Hortons coffee. Tim's is distinctly Canadian, sort of, like the equivalent of the U.S. equivalent of Dunkin' Donuts. And it doesn't get more Canadian than a former hockey player opening up a coffee and donut shop and that now has locations across the globe, with 4,000 stores in Canada alone. For a country with less than 40 million people, it's pretty clear we love our Timmy's coffee. So now I don't know if you know too, but like pretty much every Canadian town or city has at least like somewhere between 3 and 5 Tim Hortons, and also too, they have the same number of pizza places or McDonald's. So even if it's a small town, you know there's still going to be more than one. The next thing that it talks about in this book here at the end is maple sugar candies. These are my favorite candy in the entire world. They're different varieties of maple candies. From the hard ones that will break your teeth if you try to chew on them, think Jolly Rancher hard. But the most amazing versions are the ones that melt on your tongue. They're often shaped appropriately like maple leaves and come in small boxes that no one wants to share. While they're widely available in Canada, you can also find them in places like Vermont, where maple trees are abound. So one thing is too, the maple sugar candies that they talk about in this book and also throughout the series that Alex gives Violet as a gift when they're dating, it actually reminds me of when I was in grade 8 and we went on a school trip to Quebec City. And we went to the Maple Sugar Shack in Quebec, and we'd also gone to the Basilica of Saint Anne de Beaupré, and we went to a copper museum. It was a great trip. But also, too, it also reminds me of all the times I went to Dar's Delights in Moffat, Ontario. So those of you that may be in the Milton area, whether you live in Milton or Moffat, or if you live in Georgetown or anywhere nearby, you might know Dar's Delights. And she has really, really, really good sausage rolls, and they've got maple sugar candies and pies. Oh, so good. And then here it says, Canadians really do say a lot. It's sort of like hey in the U.S., but it's more common to hear at the end of a statement when we're looking for someone to agree with what we're saying. It's a warm one, eh? So that was pretty cool, eh? Things like that. So that's a little fun thing about this book. And so when I read the ebook originally, it did not have that at the end. So that's a kind of cool bonus thing in this new re-release. And then this one here is Keep Me Warm in Your Heart. So this one here, it has a locket and a nice red heart kind of pendant. And it is by Monica Murphy. And it says here, some hearts are meant to be taken. Dun, dun, dun. And so this one here, it has hearts. Like it has red paper on the end. And it's also got white hearts all the way through. And these hearts are on the top and bottom and the side. So now if we can look at the synopsis, it says here, step into NYT bestselling author Monica Murphy's mesmerizing and emotionally charged romance featuring Rowan Lancaster, the son of Crew and Ren from A Million Kisses in Your Life and in Your Lifetime. This was supposed to be the best year of Rowan Lancaster's life. Instead, thanks to a massive linebacker, his ankle is broken, and his last football season at Lancaster Prep is done, just like that. His days are dull and gray, boring, except for the days that include Arabella Hartley Thomas. She's the girl everyone wants to be friends with. Beautiful but approachable, stylish, quirky, yet she gets under Rowan's skin like no other, and he doesn't understand why. Sure, they flirt and banter and give each other grief, but now she invades his dreams and makes his heart pound so hard he's sure she can see it. Until suddenly, not only does Arabella see every part that he wishes he could hide, he realizes if he let himself, he could fall hard, which is the same day he learns she might be leaving for good. It seems pretty interesting, and I can't wait to check that out, and I will definitely let you know what I think of the book, Keep Me in Your Heart. And also, too, if you have already read the Puck series and you liked it, let me know. If you've read Keep Me in Your Heart, let me know what you thought. And until next time, take care.